Okay, so how often have you heard somebody say something along the lines of, the internet has, completely destroyed young people's ability to socialize, or social media is tearing apart the fabric of our society, or something along those lines? Probably pretty often, and usually from somebody of the boomer variety. Now, here's an idea that I've been kicking around a little bit in my head. I don't think the internet is the cause of our problems. I think that it merely made it easier for us to escape them. So I want to think about like the typical day that like I or maybe somebody in my socioeconomic status might have. You wake up in the morning. I work from home, so let's assume this person works from home. For lunch, they don't really have much in the fridge, so they do Uber Eats, and they end up with some cheap fast food like McDonald's, In-N-Out, whatever it might be, or maybe something healthier, but probably not. For dinner, they still don't have anything in their fridge, or maybe they have like HelloFresh, some food service that they probably don't do, they skip, or something along those lines, and they end up just going out for dinner again, or doing more Uber Eats. But let's imagine that they go out and they're feeling fast food yet again. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna go into the restaurant and order it? No. If you are gonna order it, it's probably gonna be through an app, and you might just go and pick it up inside, or you'll just go through the drive-thru and you'll order it there. Everything that you do there is all just gonna minimize the social interaction that you have with people, right? And I feel like that's pretty typical of Americans nowadays, to not have like any social interaction with anybody outside of their immediate circle on a daily basis. Just interaction with coworkers, with friends, with family members, and absolutely minimizing the fuck out of meeting new people or putting yourself into a situation where you might meet a new person. We're not interested in that, really. And a lot of people think that this is because of the internet, and I think that the internet has just made it easier to avoid talking to other people, but I don't think it's the reason that we don't want to talk to other people. I think the reason we don't want to talk to other people is because I was going to say built a society, but I don't think that my generation built this society. I think we're living in the society that was built for us by the older generations. I mean, obviously, that's just how it works. We didn't build this. We've just kind of inherited it. And that isn't to say they haven't inherited what they had, but it has to come from somewhere. Now, this is kind of in the vein of like the walkable cities, something that I found myself more interested in by a lot lately. I think that we've built this kind of dystopian hellhole for ourselves where we're always comfortable 100% of the time. We're going around from our climate-controlled apartments into a climate-controlled box that gets us from point A to point B, and we just idle through a drive-through where we get cheap processed food. We go back to our home, our climate-controlled home, and we just eat it there. We don't go out. We don't interact with other people. We don't have a drink at the bar, and if we do, we go out with a tight group of friends, and we try and stick with that group of friends. You don't go to like a third communal place outside of your house anymore. Not really. If you go to a third place, it might be like your one friend who has a bunch of people over all the time. It's not going to be like a bar where, maybe you're going to have a drink, maybe you're not, and they're just fine with you being there because it's just a communal place to hang out. It's not going to be that because those places don't really exist anymore. And you can't really drive to those places because you're going to drink there. I know some people still do, but it kind of complicates things. And if you do drive there, you can't drink too much, otherwise you're gonna fucking kill someone. So what am I trying to say? I'm saying all of these things add up to this gross, strange lifestyle that is horribly uncomfortable to live in. And you don't really want to leave your house, and luckily you don't have to most of the time. And so you don't meet anyone. So the only way to meet people is online. So I think that this online world that we've ended up with, you could call it the metaverse, you could call it Web3, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you fucking Silicon Valley fuck you. You can call it whatever you want, but it's gross, it's uncomfortable, and it makes people socially awkward in real life, which just leads to this vicious cycle where, oh, well, if I don't have to go out, I don't think I'm going to. I have the option. I can just look at social media. I can just go onto Discord. I can go onto YouTube and watch a YouTuber rant at his camera while he should be working. I'm just kidding, I'm on my lunch break. I just think that it's a pretty ridiculous statement to say that the internet is the reason that Gen Z and millennials and whatnot are all so impersonal. I think that it's a result of the society that was built by the greatest generation, the boomers, the Gen Xers. We're just kind of living in this world that was, we were just kind of dropped into, and they attack us and they call us names and they're, treat us like we're weird, but they're the ones who created this disgusting shithole that we live in. So, I don't know. My solution is to make cities walkable so that people want to leave their houses and go out and spend time in a third place and not just interact with people online and actually get face-to-face interaction. That's my ideal world. What do you guys think? Do you agree with that? I would actually, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this, because it's something that I've been kicking around, just this idea that Gen Z and millennials get blamed for our social retardation, when I think that the social retardation is has been caused by the boomers and the people that are the ones who call us social retards. But I don't know. Let's see what you guys think. This will be my last video ever, and I will see you all in hell.